I just did something most people would call insane. I put $10,000 into an altcoin most people would say is dead. In fact, this is an altcoin I've been consistently buying over the past 2 years, and I've held this coin through multiple failed rallies, watching it crash again and again and again, never selling once. So am I insane, or do I see something massive that maybe everyone else is missing? In this video, I'll share exactly why I'm betting big on this altcoin, the hidden properties beneath the surface that I think everyone else is missing. I'll give a quick update on the markets and the timing of macro and alt season, and I'll share the one event that I believe could finally send this altcoin exploding higher. Okay, first off, I don't even know why I'm making this video, because I'm gonna get so much hate for talking about this project because it has been an absolute dog of a play. Like one of the worst performing tokens that I've ever shared has been this. If I knew what was good for myself, I would bury this thing 6 feet underground and never talk about it again. But unfortunately, I don't know what's good for myself. And I still, maybe I am crazy, but I still believe in this project, and not only still believe in it, but after doing a lot of catch-up research on what this project has been up to lately, I massively believe in this project and think it's still a prime project to explode during alt season. The project that I'm talking about is called Winner. And as I mentioned, this has just been a dog of a play. And listen, I know a lot of influencers, when they talk about a token that ends up not doing well, they kind of just like bury it. They sweep it under the rug. They never talk about it again. They pretend like, oh my gosh, every token I talk about does it extremely well. Everything goes up. And they kind of try to cover up their little mistakes. But I've been consistently talking about this token for the last 2 years. And throughout the last 2 years, we've had some insane rallies in this token. Like this token has, during small periods of time, done really well, where I've had periods where this token was up like 7x in my portfolio, and I could have sold at an extremely healthy profit at that point, but I didn't. I never sold a single token on any single upswing that we've had so far. And that's because I have genuine conviction in this project. I'm not just like talking about a project to make content so I can get clicks. I'm not just talking about this project so a bunch of people ape in, it pumps for 2 weeks, and then I sell at a top. I only talk about projects I'm actually investing my own money into, that I have real conviction in, and that I have real conviction in for the long term. If you have never experienced the glory of an alt season, it is absolutely unhinged, where Winner maybe during this past 2 years is pumped 7x or 13x or whatever. During alt season, there's so much liquidity infused into the crypto ecosystem and kind of slushing around the global financial system that the pumps in things like Winner are 10 times to 100 times as big, given enough momentum, narrative, etc. And that is what I am waiting for. I am waiting for alt season. I'm waiting for the big money, the grand prize, and I'm willing to be patient and wait years if that's what it takes, because I know if I'm right, if we see an alt season, the payoff is going to be massive. And yes, Winner has underperformed in the current market environment, but let me explain why I believe it could massively outperform in an alt season environment. Winner is what's called an on-chain gambling protocol. And a lot of you guys probably don't know what that means, on-chain gambling protocol. Basically, there's a lot of crypto gambling protocols that like maybe accept crypto, or they have a token, or they use crypto in some fashion. Winner, however, is something different than those things, the Rollbits, the stake.coms of the world. And maybe like a hyper simplified way to think of it would be like crypto's trying to build the internet of finance, like this global permissionless open financial system. Winner's trying to build the internet of gambling. It's like this global, permissionless, open gambling infrastructure that other teams, other businesses can come build on top of, tapping into their liquidity, tapping into their tool set and their framework to launch their own gambling front ends. And I've already gone in depth on all these things in past videos. If you want to catch up on like a full picture of what Winner is, you can go watch those videos to fully understand what I'm talking about. But the key here is that Winner's building something real. It's not a meme coin. It's not some just like vaporware crypto concept, but they're building a real business that has real revenue potential. And the reason this is important is because some crypto projects with time get weaker, and some crypto projects with time get stronger. For example, with most meme coins or vaporware crypto projects, the more time that passes, the weaker they become. Time is the enemy of those projects. Given a year or 2 years or 3 years down the line, most of those projects don't exist. They have zero momentum and they're completely dead. Contrast that with something like Polymarket. Polymarket has been around in the crypto space with near zero momentum for years. But during all that time, they were just quietly building. And as more time passed, they became stronger as a project. They gained more momentum as a project. They gained more users, they gained more adoption, they gained more volume, to where now you have the president of the United States referring to Polymarket. And, a lot of these big podcasts like the All In podcast, they talk about Polymarket every single week now. Basically trying to highlight the more time you gave Polymarket, the stronger it became because it was building a real business. In the same way for Winner, although their price is down for their token, the more time you give Winner as a platform to build, the more powerful they become. This goes side and side with the fact that the online gambling industry is only projected to massively continue growing over time. For example, the size of the online gambling space was $93 billion in 2024, and it's projected to hit $153 billion by 2029. So not only is Winner as a project continuing to grow and scale and gain more market share, but the entire market as a whole for this space is only going to continue to grow. And of course, I could be wrong. Winner could completely fall flat on its face and end up failing. That is always a possible outcome. But the risk-reward ratio is the part that gets me really excited. The upside potential is the part that gets me excited. Because it is such a tiny token today, and because this market space has so much potential, the upside for this token, if that's a big if with an asterisk, if things went the right way, is absolutely unhinged. And I'm gonna talk about when I expect all season to hit in just a second and give a quick macro market update. But really quick, just because price is down doesn't mean Winner hasn't stopped building. And these guys do a lot of building month over month, especially compared to a lot of other projects. They've been working on some core infrastructure updates that are going live this week, maintenance and some bug fixes on some of their past games. They have an affiliate system rolling out, and this is part of their strategy to market the platform and get more people playing these games. This is a pretty common thing with a lot of these online gambling platforms, is they have these really strong affiliate programs that they give out to streamers, influencers, etc., to push more momentum towards their platform. And just as a quick note, I'm not personally a part of their affiliate program. I'm not paid or sponsored or anything else by this project. This is just something I am personally investing into. Anyway, this is a really powerful mechanism to get more people playing these games using this platform. They've been holding back on it because they've been wanting to really get their platform dialed in and up to speed and ready for more users to get onboarded. And I think this could be actually a decent catalyst to really get the flywheel going as far as Winner is concerned. They just launched their VIP program, which is just like supporting current players. They're about to begin their full marketing push. As you guys know, they've been working to get different gambling licenses. And that's not so that they could run their platform, but so that they can market and advertise their platform. And both the affiliate program and their ads and marketing is about to go live. They have a few new fully on-chain games that they're ready to launch on their platform. And they're getting ready to release a brand new website that should update some of their UI. On top of that, they're still working on their AI betting agents. This is actually the update from last month, but they're in the process of testing their AI betting agents across X and Telegram. But I think that's an important key detail, because once alt season arrives, it's going to be heavily narrative focused. And the number one narrative that is going to be popping off during alt season is going to be AI. So any project that can meaningfully tap into that narrative is going to get an extra momentum boost. And taking a quick look at Winner, you can see that over the last 30, 60, and 90 days, it is massively underperformed. But over the last 7 days, it's outperformed 92% of tokens in the top 1,000. And over the last 1 day, it's outperformed 97% of tokens in the top 1,000. And despite the price being down, there have been over 2,129 daily interactions or social signals around Winner, and 72% of those have been positive. And currently, Winner is sitting at 3.4 million in market cap, meaning it's 540,000 times smaller than Bitcoin and 63,000 times smaller than Ethereum. And to give you an idea of how small that truly is, if Winner Protocol were to hit the market cap of Hyperliquid, an investment of $1,000 would grow to $1.9 million. If Winner Protocol were to hit the market cap of Solana, an investment of $1,000 will grow to $21.8 million. And if Winner Protocol were to hit the market cap of XRP, an investment of $1,000 will grow to $36.35 million. Now, I don't think Winner's going to grow anytime soon to the market cap of Solana or XRP, etc. That's just to give you an idea of how ridiculously tiny it is today and how much upside potential there is in this project. And as I mentioned, just because there's upside potential doesn't mean it's actually going to grow. This project could still fail. This could still ultimately be a dud. I'm definitely not saying that anything else. And you can see right here, if Winner Protocol hit the market cap of XRP, each Winner Protocol token, which the tokens currently are well under a cent, if it were to hit the market cap of XRP, each Winner Protocol token would be worth $251 at that size. Now, the key to everything with Winner is alt season. They have talked about doing a buyback and burn with their revenue. So, maybe there's potential 3-4 years down the line as they gain more revenue, as the platform grows, the token could just naturally go up from that buyback and burn program. That's possible. Outside of if they do that, the only environment that I see Winner Protocol doing really well is during a wider alt season. And as of this week, taking into account the debt cycle, the credit cycle, my Omni cycle framework, the 11 rings that I've talked about in the past, and a bunch of other macro data, my model currently pegs October to December 2025 as the highest probability zone for an alt season, with second place being early 2026. And basically the easiest way to think of this isn't that this is a prediction of when alt season will hit, but more of a temperature gauge of what right now the data says is the most likely kind of target zone. As time goes on and as more data comes in, as the first time the Fed cuts, new unemployment data comes in, new CPI data comes in, all of this will adjust and change. And over time, the correct zone will get bigger and bigger as far as probability goes, because we'll be getting closer and closer to that alt season window. Meaning for me personally, I'm not looking to sell this token until at the earliest, as of right now, Q4 of 2025, depending on if that's when all the liquidity conditions line up for a wider alt season. As far as how high I think that Winner could go, it's currently sitting at $3 million in market cap. If it were to 100x, it would just be sitting at $300 million in market cap, which during an alt season is not unreasonable. There was I don't even know how many stupid vaporware projects sitting well above $300 million in market cap during last alt season. In fact, there was Ponzi's during last alt season sitting at $4 billion in market cap. There was meme coins like Shiba Inu sitting at $20 billion in market cap. And I would say on the far end in current conditions, pre and alt season, maybe the highest we could see something like this go would be close to $90 million in market cap. And you'd have to have some insane momentum to see that happen. But that'd be maybe the higher end of the spectrum if everything kind of came together pre-alt season. During an alt season, again, it's going to really depend on how strong an alt season we end up ultimately getting. I, of course, can't actually predict the future. I'm going off past experience from 2017 and 2021, seeing how big tokens generally kind of went that were like this. 300 million seems totally possible to me. That doesn't seem at all unreasonable given an alt season. 3 billion would be stretching. It would have to have some insane momentum during an alt season to hit that high. But if it did, that'd be 1,000x from today's prices. But don't take any of these as predictions. Again, I can't predict the future. Obviously, if I could, I'd be really, really wealthy at this point. To bring it all together, I am playing this token for alt season and nothing short of alt season. I do not care what this token does between now and then, as long as the project keeps building, as long as the market that this project's building for continues to be bullish, and as long as I still believe that alt season is on the horizon, that we are going to get those liquidity conditions that come together that skyrocket altcoins just like Winner to insane heights, then I will still be sitting in this play waiting for that to happen, and I will still be allocating funds into this play waiting for that to happen. And for the sake of convenience, because I always get people complaining how do I find this token, what chain is this token on, etc., there's a link in the description of this video if you want to check out Winner. By the way, if you're interested in seeing this data every single week, I do weekly market updates in the Obsidian Council where I go over things like this probability grid, like the Omni cycle framework, and a ridiculous amount more, including doing updates every single time I buy and sell a token. If that's something you're interested in, currently the Obsidian Council is closed to new members, but you can join the waitlist in the description of this video. As always, none of this is investment advice. None of this is me telling you to or encouraging you to go buy the Winner token. I am obviously not your financial advisor, and you should always do your own research. Hit the like button if this video is helpful, and make sure to hit that subscribe button and the little bell next to it to be notified each time I release a new video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.